Welcome to the latest edition of the Retreadcast, our regular video podcast for the global tyre retreading market. This month, the podcast once again features an interview carried out during the Tyre Cologne exhibition in June. This time, our interview was with Kevin Gillin, the Managing Director of the UK-based Hutt Tyres Group. Hutt recently acquired the assets of the Frapper Rubber Company in the Netherlands and have used that to launch a new tread rubber brand called Megatreads, which is being manufactured in Indonesia by Cartindo Rubber. Our editor, Michael Hutt, took the opportunity to interview Kevin on his stand at the Tyre Cologne about his plans for the Megatread brand. So let's have a look at that interview right now.
Okay, good afternoon. We're here from Tyre Cologne with the second of our Retreadcasts, and we're joined today by Kevin Gillin from Frapper Rubber Europe, which also incorporates, as you can see, Megatreads. Kevin, thank you very much for joining me today on this Retreadcast. And I look forward to talking to you about the future of Megatreads and Frapper Rubber. So, to start off with, if you wouldn't mind giving us a little bit of an introduction into the business, what you do for listeners who don't know Megatreads, a little bit of a history of the business, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, so we set up around 12 years ago. Obviously got into the retreading sector, built a factory ourselves in the UK. We've had a good bit of success with that. And we found that tread was a challenge. So we really wanted to do something about that and the pricing and this type of thing. And there's a lot of treads on the market. So part of our group is Hutt Group. That's the owner of, that's the king of the group.
Right.
Hutt owns a few other businesses.
Okay.
It also owns Frapper Rubber Europe BV, which I'll come to how we managed to obtain that company. But so the reason we started Megatreads was simply because we felt there needed to be a change in the business within the industry for independent retreaders. And we're not talking about the big corporations, we're talking about independents, much like ourselves. So what we decided to do 2 years ago was invest some money, our own money, into basically scouring around the globe to see where would be the best place to produce the tread.
Okay.
Where is it most cost effective, and where can we add value to the place that we're producing it. So we do our designs in the UK, our rubber formulations are in the UK. We chose to work on this project in Indonesia simply because we'd gone around many different factories and we wanted to find a factory that we could help also improve on their social responsibility and environmental impact, which is really important to us. And although we're a small company, that really is, and the social responsibility for the staff, etc., is a big thing. So we decided to form Megatreads. I think over the last 2 years, a lot of companies have thought that is a bit of a dream, but it has come reality now.
Great.
And our rubber, actually, there's a lot of stuff that comes into the market which is low in quality, which is also doesn't meet the FVHC qualifications. So we decided actually to use good rubber formulations. We have 4 grades of rubber, and get all our rubbers actually are tested independently in the UK by a company called Eurofins, which is a global testing house for REACH certification. Obviously with tread you can't get REACH, you have to get SVHC certification. So we've passed all that. We've got lots of treads going into testing facility in Germany this winter time.
Perfect.
We've innovated the treads a little bit actually as well. We've made some changes which we've had some. I'm like so happy with the responses we've got today. Considering we're such a small company, we've probably had 30 or 40 really positive customers.
Brilliant.
And pricing as well. Pricing is important. So when you look at European manufacturing, everything's quite expensive and people are struggling. The independent retreaders struggling with the price of the tread. So what we've managed to do is piece together to get the quality of the tread there, but at a lower price.
Right.
And I've said to everybody, don't ask us for container loads, buy some and try it.
Yeah.
The proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, great.
You know, and
Yeah.
so that's why we've done it.
Okay.
Really to support us,
Yeah.
but also the other 300 independent retreaders that are in Europe.
Yeah, amazing. Tell us a little bit about the tread. What's the special sauce, if you can?
There's nothing special about it, really.
Okay.
I mean, it's just we've obviously taken competitors' rubber compounds
Yeah.
and re-engineered or reverse engineered the rubber, and we've tried rubber from various different companies.
Yeah.
So we know who the top 3 or 4.
Okay.
You know, we've based our rubber compound at the higher end on that type of
Right. Okay.
product.
Yeah.
We do 4 different grades of products because I think there's always a market for the lower end
Of course.
and there's a market for the higher end.
Yeah.
But we don't want to reinvent the wheel,
Yeah.
but we want to put our own DNA onto the tread,
Okay.
and we want to make the tread look like someone's buying something, and it's not just a tread that you see,
yeah.
you know, from some of the makers. It just looks like it's pressed out.
Yeah.
We've put some time and effort into it.
Okay. Yeah. It does look good. It looks pretty impressive.
We've had do you know what's a really nice thing? We've had another premium tread manufacturer come to the stall
Yeah.
and say how impressed they were
Oh, brilliant.
with what we've done.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the probably the top end tyre company in the globe.
Right.
And they're due back here today, actually. They want to have another chat with us.
Nice.
But they said, you're needed in the market.
Yeah.
Someone else is needed,
Yeah.
you know, because it's a bit stale. And also, with every tread that we sell, we will be putting some money back into the factory
Right.
for social
Okay.
responsibility.
Yeah.
We've also signed an agreement with a company to offer water-based solution.
Okay. Interesting.
So mainly at the moment it's used by the big companies.
Yeah.
So we're developing a machine now, which is actually in the process at the moment, so a small retreader
Yeah.
can use water-based solution and get away from solvent.
Right.
So
Okay.
our company is also really focused on the green credentials. And we've been speaking to one of the largest franchisee companies
Yeah.
in America and Europe.
Yeah.
And I think independents create more gases, CSE gases,
Yes.
than the big manufacturers.
Yes.
If you was to put them all together.
Definitely.
And
yeah.
no one's really done anything about it.
No.
So we decided to contact a manufacturer in the UK,
Yeah.
do an agreement with the manufacturer in the UK, and then offer their product to the global community,
Sounds
which they've
amazing,
agreed
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So, and that's great. And our engineer, we have another company which is an
Yeah.
engineering company, and they're engineering a machine. So actually, a small retreader can take this product and use this product
Yeah.
in a sustainable way. We've got Lee, who will be going out training, training people
Very
how to make
important.
tyres and
Yeah.
put the solution on. And I think that's a big thing, because the way the world is at the moment with transporting even hazardous chemicals, it's a minefield now with Brexit and Europe and America, and
Totally.
so water-based solution is definitely going to be
Yeah.
the future
Yeah.
for the smaller independents.
Yeah. And
If
you-
they like it or not, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you mentioned you're already working in Indonesia, and someone who lives in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
I understand. Indonesia is one of the biggest polluters of rivers in the world.
Yeah.
So anything that you can do to help that situation is.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
what we've said to any suppliers is every year, for them to produce for us, they have to make an improvement
Right.
of some kind.
Okay.
And we're actually compiling a list of what we feel
Interesting.
is a list for social responsibility for the workers,
Yeah.
because a lot of Far Eastern companies employ agency workers to get away from laws and regulations.
Sure.
Yeah, which I don't think is particularly good for the workers
Or the local community.
or the local community. So if we're producing in Indonesia, we want to support the local community to that factory
Great.
in some shape or form. If it be help the local football team if they play football,
Yeah.
or the local school, or the workers children with English educational material. And on our next plan is to travel the globe and go, actually, where are the raw materials coming from? Where is the best factory? And try and make the products closest to the customer.
Okay.
Because that also will have a massive impact on the environment.
Yeah.
You know,
logistics is,
especially with the new rules coming in with DURG, is it, or DU?
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact acronym,
we've got someone working on that. It's complicated.
Yeah.
So it won't be long before rubber plantations will need to be registered, because obviously it's going to be transparent where everyone's buying their products from.
Yes.
You know, through barcoding. Eurofins, we're going into a contract with Eurofins to be able to look after that.
Yeah.
We'll probably be one of the first to do it, to be fair.
Which is impressive for,
it's for a small company,
startup,
and all the money that we've put in is our own money. It's family. We don't have no bank loans. We don't have no investors. It's everything we've put into this is our own.
Yeah.
Everything we're giving to the local community will be from our own bank accounts.
Wow. Okay.
So it's important that independent retreaders try and support us.
Yes.
We're also trying to work something where we can support local retreaders with the marketing and sales. Because so I feel we're really good at marketing, advertising, LinkedIn, you know, all these types of things.
Yeah.
And you know, we have a marketing department, which obviously we're blessed to have really within our business. And I think if you talk to many other manufacturers, they always comment on how good marketing is.
Yeah.
So what we want to do, if an independent retreader is buying our product, we want to find them the customers as well.
Yeah.
You know, so because independent retreaders, and speaking to some today, they're really good at making tyres. They're really good at running their business, but they're not so good at the technical side of finding larger fleets.
or marketing. Yes,
and
in
marketing,
general.
Yeah.
There is an oversight in the industry. Yeah.
And the second thing that we're funding ourselves, which we're in talks at the moment, we've been talking with the DVSA and the VCA in the UK, is we've decided to fund, which will cost us quite a lot of money, an independent website for the world. It'll be a global website, and that website will be every manufacturer will be allowed to go on there. We're not charging for anything. It's going to be free of charge. This is to help people, not to make money from. So if you're an approved retreader and you can prove that you have your drum test done and that you've had your audits done and you comply, you'll be allowed to have a profile on the website.
Right,
okay.
And this is a global scheme.
Global.
Nice.
So we'll start off with Europe and then we'll expand. The idea of it is to bring the retreaders a little bit more together, independent retreaders a bit more together, and we'll then advertise that to the transportation community. So they can go on there and go, that retreader I know is on this website, I know they're approved on this website, so I know I'm buying a tyre that's got there's a lot of fake E-numbers about.
And a lot of fake,
black market
everything.
retreads. Fake everything. So to help the industry and even make, and more importantly, them people that are not complying, get them to comply.
Yes.
So we're not trying to shut their business down by doing this. We want them to comply. So it makes it a level playing field for everybody.
Yes.
And any retreader listening to this will tell you that them retreads being made affects the market as much as Chinese tyres.
Yeah, you know? I mean, I was having this conversation last week, like, you know, the retread industry in some parts of the world is almost its own worst enemy. Because if you actually did bring up all of your compliance levels to a certain standard, you know, you would build that trust and you'd get a lot more attention, more people consider using your services.
So we're actually installing a print shop so that we can print labels, and we're working on a hologram system. So if you're approved on the website, so the first thing is that the retreader can go onto the website and get approved on there. FOC, free of charge. On that website, we want to get sponsors in about the environment, how to improve your business on the green credentials. So there's information on there for the retreaders to be able to, you know, a lot of retreaders don't really understand green credentials, I don't think.
No.
You know, a lot do.
Yeah.
A lot do, definitely. There's some good
It's rather ironic, isn't it, considering retreading is almost the original green sustainable industry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once we've got a good database on there of
Yeah.
approved retreaders with good green, and we will then start pushing each retreader to say, can you list us your improvements you've made? Even if it's putting LED lighting in or moving compressors inside to heat the factory,
Yeah.
you know, which we've done actually.
Okay, interesting.
So we save like £500 a week.
Yeah.
We
Because you're
heat our
getting that
factory
excess
from
heat.
our compressors.
Nice. Clever.
So things like that, we want to add them ideas on there, and if people choose to do them, it's up to them, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
of
know.
course, yeah.
But on the flip side of the coin, we also have a section on this website where if a haulage company buys a tyre, if it be a Marangoni, a Megatread, a Vipal, Recomet, one of the top end premium treads, or even the budget treads, they can actually have a section on there where they can put an honest opinion of what application,
Right.
what tread pattern,
Yeah.
what make,
Yeah.
and what mileage or how long did that tyre last.
Okay.
So other hauliers can go on and go, this company
matches
here,
mine. Yeah.
they bought one of them tread patterns, it's a similar job.
Yeah.
Now it might not be one of our treads, but this is not about us, this is about the industry. The
Right.
industry is a massive industry,
Yes.
and there's enough to go round, you know?
And you know, the one thing that's always struck me about retreading as an industry is it does lack some cohesion in terms of everybody working together towards a common goal.
Yeah.
So something like this would perfectly
I think so.
align with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people in this world can sell wherever they want.
Yeah.
And it's not about stopping people selling in areas.
No, of
They're
course.
free to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But it is to make, you know, some of the bigger retreaders, they already know all these, you know, we don't need to tell them, they already know to run their business
Yeah.
and do all their green stuff. But there's also a lot of retreaders that are struggling.
Yeah.
They really are struggling. And I spoke to some retreaders from various different countries over the last couple of days, and they all seem to say the same thing: the price of the tread is too expensive, or we've got to buy not so good tread which we don't want.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he's, you know, and we've tested our tread, and it's good,
Yeah.
and it's a good price, and we're not the cheapest,
Yeah.
we're not the most expensive, but we're passing our savings onto the retreader.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing this about the. It's not about the money.
Okay.
It's more to do with the sustainability,
Yeah.
the environment, and making sure that everyone can get a good product
Yeah.
at a reasonable price. And you know, we buy retreads. Another part of our business, we buy in from retreaders,
Right. Okay.
retreaded tyres, and you know, some of them are quite big retreaders. And what they
Yeah.
tell me is this: the price of the tread is so high that our sales have gone down because the Chinese and Thailand tyre is coming in, and because the treads are high, people are just favouring this other tyre.
Yeah.
So we've tried to set our price and quality, which can sort of combat that a
compete.
little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, okay.
You know.
Interesting.
So we have two really big retreaders that are going to start using our product,
Yeah.
and simply for that reason, because the price is right. They've tested the rubber. And they were quite astounded that we can do it for this price. Why can't
Okay.
the Europeans do it
Interesting.
for that price?
Yeah.
And my answer to that is, you're already getting a good price from European manufacturers.
Yeah.
It's just that their labour, their electric, their running costs,
Yeah.
and everything's high. So they're not trying to be overpriced.
No.
They're trying to run a business.
That is
Yeah,
the
it's what it
price.
is.
The price is
That's
the
what it
price.
is.
Yeah.
And you know, and they're all good manufacturers.
Yeah.
And they, you know, and we can only really strive to be as good as them one day.
Yeah.
You know, but we're small.
Yeah.
We're enthusiastic. We have a very, very good team, and every retreader will be treated in the same way that we would expect to be treated
Yeah. Great.
ourselves as a small business.
Yeah.
And there's some fantastic companies out there. You know, there's some fantastic products. Marangoni, very, very good product. Recommit, very good product. Kryber, fantastic product.
Yeah.
You know, there's good products out there. I think with the energy and the electric prices, people are struggling. And I do also think you will see some hot cure plants close down.
Yeah.
in
Interesting.
Europe.
Yeah.
That's my personal thought.
Okay. You heard it here first.
Well, yeah, maybe. And I think it would be to do with electric vehicles,
Yeah.
taking a lot of consumption from cities.
Yes.
And I think the energy prices to produce a hot cure, they've got, with a pre-cure, you've got many patterns. They're fairly easy to make.
Yeah, you can put 20 in one cylinder.
You can put 20 different tyres in one cylinder.
Yeah, exactly.
In an autoclave and cook your tyres.
Yeah.
Whereas with a hot cure, I think the bigger manufacturers will move over to that.
Right.
Your Bridgestones,
Yeah.
your Hankook. I think Michelin probably always do.
Yeah, I think so.
Two.
Yeah. All right, that's great, Kevin. Thank you. So that brings me on to my next question. So
Yeah.
obviously, as someone who's worked in Southeast Asia in retreading,
Yeah.
so it's a focus of mine, right?
Yeah.
I write about it, I study it. I'm very,
Yeah.
dedicated to that region.
Yeah.
So I wanted to understand from your perspective, what led you to Southeast Asia? What you see the benefits are? Maybe there's, some stuff that's not so beneficial, but I'd like to get your thoughts on why Southeast Asia for megatreads.
Right, so basically, I jumped on a plane with a rucksack and I went and visited different manufacturers.
Yeah.
The reason we've chosen Indonesia, Malaysia and Vietnam actually is I've been having meetings with some politicians.
Okay.
And I actually had a meeting with the ambassador of Vietnam.
Okay.
As a group, it was a
Yeah.
group meeting in London with Mark Garnier,
Okay.
the MP. And what they said makes sense. They want European suppliers
Yeah.
to go to these countries.
Yeah.
And when you go there, these factories need your help for the social responsibility and the environmental
Right,
side
okay.
of it. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I've travelled, to places and wasted my time, and people wouldn't realise how hard it is to do what we've actually done.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
we've found Cartindoo Rubber,
Yeah.
family owned, very nice people, very professional.
Yeah.
They've invested a few $1 million now in new production lines,
Right.
which our tread's being made on.
Yeah.
So it's a big investment. And one of the most important things is, in the West and the USA, we've already sort of made it, and people forget about Southeast Asia. And even in this show, we've had people come up, and as soon as you mention Indonesia, they whack the tread back down.
Right.
But when you tell them what you're doing,
Yeah.
they sort of understand it a bit more. So I think, personally, Southeast Asia's given a hard time by the West. And everybody in the West looks down on Southeast Asia and the products, when in fact, it's the opposite way around. Southeast Asia has some fantastic people. They have a fantastic workforce. They've got some of the most sophisticated and advanced technology that you're going to see.
Yeah.
When you look at our new production lines, it's all done with cameras and automatic stretching machines. And
Yeah.
everything's all. Southeast Asia needs help with environment. Everyone's quick in the West to say, blimmin' China, polluting the skies.
Yeah.
Malaysia, polluting the skies. But the governments are not going to do anything.
No.
So I'm not going to be able to do it on my own, but I can help, and we can help as a team,
Yeah.
try and improve our suppliers' environmental conditions. We can't
Yeah.
do everybody because
No.
it'll be impossible. If we go to the really big corporations, they're already probably doing it to a certain, and they wouldn't listen anyway. But
Yeah.
the smaller factories, where they've got maybe 200 employees, and I think Cartindoo 230 maybe in the factory, we can help them
Yeah.
understand, and we can give some money back for solar panels, or there's a million
Yeah.
different things, and I have more meetings about this in the UK. So what the ambassador said in Vietnam was, we want people to come to our country, and even if you're just a supplier, we want to know, you take what you know from England or Europe, bring it to us,
Yeah.
and you tell our factory and say, we'll deal with you, but each year we want you to improve on
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Okay.
It's gonna,
Yeah.
they can, or they can afford to,
Yeah.
and take some money back to these countries and give it back to them.
Yeah. That sounds.
There's
Sounds
too
perfect,
many,
yeah.
in my eyes, there's too much greed in the Western world and they're taken from Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And we all know that you get a T-shirt made in China, say, for £1, and it's sold for 25 quid.
Yeah.
You know, you see the yachts in Monaco of the owners that sell these T-shirts.
Yeah.
So, and then you look at the conditions that people are working in,
Yeah.
and I do feel in the next 25 years that's going to change massively. So,
Yeah.
and it's going to take a lot of people and a lot of companies to change. So we've chosen Southeast Asia for a number of reasons. One, to help the people in the local community where we're manufacturing, and if it be Malaysia, our chosen countries are Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Okay. Two, to improve environmental conditions and working conditions. Yeah. So already
very important.
Yeah. So already we said if you're making a mega tread, we want this.
Yeah.
We want that.
Okay.
And they're like, yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
Okay.
Well, you wasn't doing it before, but you can do it now, can't
Yes.
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Take money into Southeast Asia, which helps the economical world
Yeah,
stage.
definitely.
You know.
Yeah.
And also prove that actually, if we take what we know, our knowledge, and find the right company, they can make the premium product.
Yes. Yeah.
The same as
totally.
it could be made in Germany,
Yeah.
Italy, France, Belgium, Poland.
Yes.
They can still make,
I totally agree, yeah.
We've had, our product is, we had one guy come in, he said to me, that is the best looking tread, he said, I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, and he said, who designed it? I said, well, actually, we designed it in the UK.
Yeah.
We're not going to reinvent the wheel. All our tread patterns, like every other tread pattern, will be similar because they all work.
Yeah.
But what you'll find with our tread, and the mega tread has got its own DNA
Yeah.
in it. The Southeast Asia is a nice place. The people are really nice, and they are willing to listen.
Yeah.
And they also want to improve.
Yeah, of
But
course.
I'm not sure they
yeah.
know how.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a really interesting dichotomy between, the bank of knowledge that's built up and, the ability to put it into practice. Because, all the raw materials come from there.
All come from there.
But, it's that next stage in the, the evolution, Industry 1.0, Industry 2.0, rather than just selling off all your natural products, manufacture them, all of a sudden, you're bringing everything up a couple of notches on the, the affordability, commerciality chain.
I had a guy say to me a couple of weeks ago, he said to me, I think what you're doing is really bad for the environment. I said, all right, well, why is that? He went, well, you're making tread and then you've got to ship it to Europe. So you're using a shipping company to ship all your tread. Yeah, this is a sales guy for one of the premium manufacturers. Right?
Yeah.
Where do you think your raw material comes from?
Yeah.
He
Which
said,
is
"What?"
bulkier.
Which I said, if you produce 20,000 kilos of tread in Germany or Poland or whatever country in Europe, the majority of them kilos is coming from Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Because Thailand is the biggest rubber
Yeah, exactly.
producer. Korea is a carbon black producer if you want quality carbon black.
Yeah.
And obviously Russia, I mean there are still people buying from Russia in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
but the majority of everything, what's a bulky material,
Yeah.
is coming from Southeast.
Yes.
So if we're bringing the tread or bringing the bulk material,
Yeah.
it makes no difference.
No,
you
I
know?
mean, it probably does make a difference in the other direction, because once you've done the tread, it's less bulky than the raw material. So actually, you're saving costs on
Maybe.
shipping.
I've not looked at it that way.
Yeah,
I've not done the research, but you could be right. You could be right. And also, if you look at the West, and me as a company, it's hard to find employees. You know?
Yeah.
So why do we want to struggle here, pay high taxes and rates in England, and and struggle to get employment because no one wants to do this job?
Yeah.
When there's a vast majority of people who will jump at earning some money.
Well, I mean,
and help their families.
Yeah, I mean, I can guarantee that almost every retread factory in the whole of Southeast Asia has capacity. Every tread manufacturer, they have capacity. So, why not?
Yeah.
Why not work out how you collaboratively use that?
What I will say is, though, it has been a really tough road
Yeah,
It's not been easy. We haven't just gone and copied
yeah,
as such anyone's treads. Everyone's treads, if you look at anyone's treads, there's always a similar pattern of some sort in them.
It works, right?
But the difficult thing has been the rubber formulation.
Yeah,
We've had to use a lot of different chemicals
okay.
to make our rubber, which has cost a little bit more money to be brutally honest. So we've had to make, so our rubber is specifically for European market.
Right.
We're also, in the next 4 or 6 weeks, we're going into the US market and Canada.
Interesting.
Yeah, so for a small business,
Yeah, that's
we're really
that's
spreading
a punchy move. Yeah,
it's a punchy move, but I think, I also think I think we're worthy of it.
yeah, I agree. Yes.
And we have nothing to lose.
No.
You know, we've already stepped our toes in the water. Obviously, we've done a show today. This is our first time doing a show.
Oh yeah, okay, great. Yeah,
You know,
it sounds like it's all been very positive and
it's
well
all,
received.
It's all positive.
Yeah,
It's created some jobs in the UK
yeah,
within our team. It's also going to create more jobs. We're also creating some extra work for local suppliers in the UK. We're also creating work for some suppliers in Netherlands and Europe.
Okay.
So that's all a good thing.
Yeah, it's all a good thing.
We're definitely now, you know, our target is 50 containers per month,
Right.
which is a lot of rubber.
Yeah.
And from what our research has done, we'll start. Well, this show actually has created 6 containers worth of orders already. So
Congratulations.
the problem we've got now is we didn't realise that people would like our tread so much, and that's probably going to be one of our biggest problems. We've got actually the capacity in the factory now.
Yeah.
So at the moment the factory's making 2,500 treads a day.
Right.
For the Indonesian market and other markets. Our capacity in the factory is around 500 tonnes per month.
Okay.
Before we have to now reinvest.
Yeah.
So 500
More
tonnes is a
machines.
massive amount of
Yeah,
rubber.
yeah.
And for any supplier, anyone watching this, they will know that's a massive amount of rubber, you know. And we'll start at 100 tonnes and work our way up.
Yeah.
And you know, it will be what it will be.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we can work with other manufacturers because I think there's room there
Yeah.
to all work together.
Yeah.
We don't want to have any enemies. We just want to get on with the job and make it better for people.
Perfect. Well, on that note, Kevin, I think let's wrap up. But
All
it's
right.
a very interesting story.
Yeah.
I can't wait to.
Thank you coming to see.
Yeah.
Do you like the?
Yeah. Love it. And I hope I can see you next time you're in Malaysia.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll be there in the next few weeks.
Oh, perfect. All right, great. I'll
Thank
see
you
you
very
then.
much. Thanks for coming, Michael. Cheers.
Well, that concludes the Retreadcast interview for this month. We hope you enjoyed the interview with Kevin Gillin, and we'll hope that you'll join us again next month for another interview from the global retreading industry. Thank you for joining us, and until the next time, please stay safe.